went live?
Yep.
Okay.
Yes, Mommy? Yes, Mommy? This is my food? Thank you.
You told me to go live right here.
I didn't say right there. I mean, you could have asked. Let somebody know.
You said go live right from the kitchen.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did. Stop. Don't put that
Sorry.
in there.
No, I
I said
didn't.
hi.
You did.
I said hi, Dad. To who? Oh.
Okay. You're good. You got a bottle on your head, so you're done. Move.
I'm about to put a bonnet on my head.
Oh.
Bonnet on your head, yeah.
Well, she decided to go live right here because we.
No, I didn't.
You did.
You decided to go live.
You told me to go live like this.
No, I didn't.
You said it's okay to go live like this. You said.
Yes, sweetie.
You said that because we were cooking the food. You said let's get the angles of the cooking food. I'm done now. Yes,
I
that's
didn't
steak.
I didn't ask that.
Oh, you want me to shut the live off?
Yep. Bye.
Seriously?
I mean, I didn't ask you to do that. Well,
All right. Well, we gonna go to the Wichita part before we go fully live. What's up? Let me know you here if you're here. We were cooking for tomorrow and finishing up some things for tonight. I had to cut up yams, so
late night.
yeah. Yes, I'll move that. Why don't you sit down actually in the dining room? Okay, fine. I'll move it. All right. We'll be right back in a minute.
Where is my cup? Oh, there it is. I'm always going to use this
Uh.
cup because it's always mine.
I hate using this kind of computer.
Oh. Because you can't see your things and stuff.
It doesn't.
Daddy. Oh, sorry.
Out here in Facebook, YouTube land. We have not been on in probably like 5 months, 4 or 5 months. Emotionally stable, I understand a rebuke is for love. Because if I don't rebuke you, then I really don't love you. But because I don't feel love, I'm just going to make a decision and leave. No, like there has to be understanding of commitment, right? Like I've grown enough to know she loves me, vice versa, right? But there are days I don't feel the same, maybe love directed. So I'm just gonna be like, you know what? I'm getting out of here. I'm out of here for a couple days. Like I'm out of here for a week. I need to feel love. Where's
They're
the
trying
line?
to get this going because then you have people that their parents might have been like, you know what? I had a girl, but I want a boy. Let's just put an X there, and then I'm gonna make her a girl.
What's going on,
or a
Prophet?
boy, or whichever it is.
Good to see you, man. Happy New Year to you too. Yeah, I think it's wild. Like,
To get in here, I told him to be a little, you know.
nerve-wracking because it's not the same thing. So for me with hair transplants, which I have not gotten, by the way, but I know, but okay, but I know of people that have. I'm sorry. I will apologize for that. I shouldn't have put your age out there. But I'm sorry.
Like, no, I'm joking. But,
No, I'm sorry. I know that's a pet peeve, so I apologize.
but
I do apologize for that seriously. But anyhow, in the basement, I don't care about those
this is a great
scars.
conversation.
I don't care about that. In the basement, for her
You do
birthday.
care about scarves. You don't have scarves.
No,
They
I'm just
have.
saying I don't care.
So
It's
you
fine.
do care about it.
On her birthday, I had,
Thank you,
we have a
Pastor Lonnie.
basement.
Thank you.
We got our basement finished, but in the basement we have like a room. This room, now mind y'all, this room, I actually wanted to make this room my studio.
you talking about the basement?
Yeah.
You was not even thinking about that. Stop it.
Let me finish my statement.
No.
Hold your,
Can't be
hold
tempted.
it,
Can't
hold it.
Lay hands on no man's son.
That's not what that means, and you know
I
that,
know,
so be
that's why I
quiet.
said
So
it,
let me
but
finish.
still- no,
Let me
that's
finish.
what-
What's up, y'all?
Little different tonight. Little.
We ain't got no
Different.
light on. We need to probably put a light on this.
Oh yeah, it's really dark over here.
You wanna grab a light?
That's fine.
We really off time tonight, y'all. I pray for us. All right. Whoever's on here, Facebook, YouTube, what's going on? Huh? Probably just the light. Yep, just the light is fine for tonight. We really being ghetto tonight. We not set up. We ain't in our studio. We ain't got nothing right tonight because it is Easter weekend and we just got a lot going on. So if you're here, say what's up. If not, all right. I'm trying to pull up something here. Yeah, there we go. No, I'm not trying to do that. All right, busy day as always. Glad to be off on spring break. I've been nominated by my baseball coach at my school to do this USC thing. I'll get it. You come sit down and talk, cause you lost in the sauce. It's downstairs in the basement. Yeah, I'll go get it. It's fine. I'll go get it. Got an interesting conversation for us tonight. All right, but let me know that you're here. I know, I'm gonna be trying to keep up, and I know the Lakers are on tonight too. So I'm not a Lakers fan. I'm just gonna make sure I just catch, been watching playoffs while I get a chance. I got the playoffs on my phone. I'm doing work, but I've been turning on and off too from studying and things we gotta get done around the house. And I had a good day today. Got a chance to lift with my son today. That was very, very enjoyable. I thank God that and I'm not saying this in no arrogant way or nothing like that. Y'all, those that are watching that really know me well enough. But I'm grateful to be at the age that I'm at, to be able to have a teenage son that likes lifting now because he's going to play football this year. But I work out 5 days a week, so it was pretty cool to be able to go and work out with him now. We've worked out before, but it was like I was just trying to get him to work out. And he was kind of like, oh, yeah, I want to do it. Now he's like actually on a regimen that he's actually working out because he's running track and he's playing football now. He's a sophomore, but I really enjoyed it this morning. Like I enjoyed just being able to have the time to hang out with him, spend time with him. There's nothing like it. There's nothing like it. What is you doing? I said I'll get the light. I'm talking about sharing my heart about Dylan.
Oh, we'll finish sharing your heart.
That's okay.
I can't even see anything.
The kid said that, so they get the light.
Hey y'all. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you. Sharing your heart. It's dark. Huh? I don't know what he's saying, y'all. Y'all pray for us. I guess he already told y'all. It's a busy day. Let me see. Let's see. I don't even have my phone to see who's on Facebook. Hey, y'all. I see you guys on here. Waiting for the man of God. Had to put a cap on. Because this hair is blessed and highly favored right now underneath this hat. Gotta get it fixed. Gotta bless it. Hopefully everybody's day was well. Of course, our day busy as usual. I don't know what the heart to heart was about because I wasn't on here when we was discussing this, but we need a table.
Something's not what?
Something's not.
It was fine.
Oh, because I couldn't see, so I just brought it closer because I couldn't see.
You blind as bats.
I don't receive that. I'm actually not blind as a bat, so that
Child,
is
what are you
not
doing?
true.
That's gonna look... Lord
Help us. Child, I can't see. I mean, with it all the way over there, I can't see what's going on. He talking about because I moved it. I'm sorry, I moved the camera because it was further back, but I had to bring it closer because I could not see. This thing it's a whole bunch of stuff on here. You could tell our son has had it. I'm sorry, y'all, if I can't see the comments right now. I'm gonna be able to see them in 1 minute. Di Never mind. Dynasty, you eating?
Yeah.
Oh. I'm trying not to say a nickname. Man to God. I don't know where he's at. I'm trying to get him to give me my phone so I can see the comments. But hopefully everybody's, I know we're a bit off today. We started a little bit earlier too because we're trying to get some things done and some things afterwards done. And I know we got to get up for church in the AM, though we usually have to get up for church in the AM. For some reason, we are just normally up at late. And I think every week we'd be like, oh, you know what? We're going to go to sleep early tonight. And it just doesn't happen. Last night, for some reason, I went to, so the kids were off of school. We're on spring break now. So I decided, I fell asleep, I think, like around 10. And then I got, tastes like, huh?
Plastic.
Oh, Lord. And then,
So you should have just
bless you.
left it down there where it was at.
Bless you.
Excuse me.
That's
Should
okay. Just give me a second.
just left it where it was at.
Then I woke up at like 1 something and I could not go back to sleep until like 5 something this morning. So that was yesterday and that was interesting. And the man to God is back. I'm going to ask you if you could bring my phone. I'm about to go get it myself.
Why?
Oh, Yane, pass me my phone, sweetie, on the counter. It's right there on the counter.
No. All right.
All right.
So tonight we're not.
See the comments.
Nobody's commenting right now. On Facebook at least, there's no comments, and then on YouTube's not either. All right, so tonight I'm doing something a little different tonight. So I was sharing my heart about Dylan, like how exciting it was to like today to be with Dylan, to lift and stuff like that. It was really cool. Oh, no, I'm sorry. I don't see. Okay, cool. Got you. Okay. All right. Hello, world. Okay, so let me get into this real quick. So, like I was saying earlier, I was mentioning about Dylan. Had a great time with Dylan today. Lifting. You know what I mean? Like it's a cool thing to be able to work out with your son, especially when he enjoys doing it. And it's something I like to do. So it was pretty cool to do that today. That's why I'm just sharing out my heart about that before you decide to just so rudely interrupt me and go get like it's hot today and you go putting that on. You all right?
I'm not hot. If I was hot, I wouldn't put it on.
All right. Anywho, tomorrow's.
My bad.
You okay?
I'm perfectly fine.
Tomorrow's Easter Sunday. Praise the Lord. Looking forward to that. Looking forward to
praise the Lord and stop
what God's
looking
going to
over
do.
here.
I won't look over there no more. But all right, so let's get into it tonight. We're not going to waste a bunch of time. All right, we're going to go into our top 10, but I'm not doing a top 10 today. It's going to be a top 5. It's not going to be something that's funny.
5.
It's not going to be something that's pretty. It's just going to be real quick.
It
all
just
right?
is what it is.
All right, top 10, but I'm breaking it down to 5 today, all right? So, my top 5 today in honor of it being Easter, or it is Resurrection Sunday, right? Of
Let us
celebrating.
know if this is blurry too, because the last 2
it was blurry
videos
because of the
we
way
did,
it was settings. Because
blurry.
of the settings.
Oh yeah, we're on the. Never
the
mind.
camera.
So yeah.
That's why I said, you okay? Let me ask you one more time. You sure you're all right? It was because of settings on your computer. But anyway, tonight tonight in space of the fact that it is Resurrection Sunday, it is a holiday. I'm going to ask you, what are your top 5 holidays? And in particular order. Let's start from your lowest and then work your way back up to your top holiday. That's harder to do, but don't start with your top one. Let your top one be last. Let's start with your lowest holiday. So what do you feel like is your? That's hard to do it in reverse order, and that's why I'm doing it this way. But what is your? What would you say your number 5 holiday is?
Number 5 holiday. All right, so let me see. 'Cause I got
You have to think about it for a second, right? Y'all allowed to chime in too on YouTube and on Facebook, whatever you're watching at. You can chime
I'm
in.
gonna say number 5 would be.
I hear Dream. Dream said Thanksgiving.
Number 5. Wow, this would be. I'm trying to think. Okay,
You wanna go the opposite way?
I'm gonna go with.
Make you think for a minute.
I'll go with April Fool's Day.
What? That's not a holiday, and that's whack.
I'm gonna go with.
I'll go because you're struggling.
No,
so bad.
I'm gonna go with for number 5.
Start off with number 1 then, because you're struggling. Go ahead. Start.
No,
with
I don't want to
number
start with 1 because I like how you said to go up. So number 5 would be.
1. All right, I'll start and let you keep thinking.
I'm gonna
okay.
probably say
number 5 for me. Number 5 for
probably
me.
Thanksgiving.
That's number 5.
Yeah, I think maybe Thanksgiving.
Okay. All right. Number 5 for me is 4th of
Actually,
July
Okay.
because it's the summer. It ain't even no real celebrate. Like it's just good. Kids like fireworks. It's just summer. It's just summer. That's the only reason why I'm saying 4th of July.
Okay, so number 4 for me, I'm gonna go.
2.
I'm gonna go
You better eat some of them noodles. Eat some of them noodles. You ain't gotta eat the steak. Eat the noodles though.
I
Easter.
ate some of it.
Okay.
I'm
All right.
gonna
I'll
go
look at your plate.
Easter.
All right. You want Easter Sunday?
I'm going Easter for 5 and Thanksgiving 4. We'll do that.
Okay. For me, number 4 would probably be New Year's Day. New Year's Day. I love New Year's Day because at the beginning, New Year's Eve going into New Year's Day, college football, outside of just, New Year's Eve service is always good, but college football for me is the ticket. Hallelujah. All right, that's number 4. Go ahead. What's number 3 for you?
Okay, so number 3 for me, I'm gonna go with New Year's Eve. New Year's Eve.
That's not a holiday. That's not a holiday. That's like saying Thanksgiving Eve.
No, it's not.
Just say New Year's Day and New Year's Eve. New Year's Eve is not a holiday.
I think New Year's Eve though.
But it's not a holiday. Just put it together. Don't say stuff that don't make sense.
So New Year's Day.
Are you okay?
I don't really. Yeah, I'm fine.
What's up, Nikki? Don't mess up. You messing up. That's not. Okay. Lord have mercy.
It's
All
a
right.
holiday for me. New Year's Eve.
Oh, okay. Okay. Whatever you say.
Thank you.
For me, number 3 would have to be.
Hey Nicole, we're going over our top 5 holidays from
For
least
me,
to greatest.
Number 3 would have to be. I know we don't really celebrate, but this is the thing for me. The reason why I love it
Okay.
is I hate calling it Columbus Day. For me, it's the month of October, and it's good. It's like usually falls around my birthday. And so that's always a good time for me. If we want to go somewhere real quick, we want to go to AC, or go to somewhere for that whole weekend. It wraps around a weekend of a Monday, and it's just good because it's around my birthday. That's the only reason why I like it. That's it. So actually, I'll reverse that in New Year's.
Oh, okay.
So New Year's is 3rd. That's 4th.
Okay.
4th of July is 5th.
Okay.
Go ahead. What's
So
number
my
2?
number 2 is my birthday.
That's not a holiday.
That is a holiday. It's a national holiday. I was waiting for you to say that so I could tell you. It is a holiday nationally. Okay.
I should have said Easter. Easter's number
It's
5 for me.
a
Scratch 4th
holiday.
of July.
Okay, so that is my number 2.
That's number 2? Okay. Number 2 for me, Thanksgiving. I mean, it's football, it's family, it's food. That's it. That's all I need. Family, football, food. Listen, Thanksgiving is it. And it's right before wrestling season starts. It's that in-between time between football and what you call them too is perfect for me. Whoa, hallelujah. All right, Valentine's Day, huh? All
I
right.
thought about Valentine's. And number one for me is Christmas.
Absolutely.
It's the most wonderful time of the year. I love the Christmas songs.
Yeah.
Soon as they start putting on the Christmas movies, I'm like,
Leo was number
yes.
2 too. Okay, go ahead. Go
But
back
you
on.
know what's funny?
2.
I don't like. I see Malika.
Yes.
She said,
I saw her.
said Halloween. The interesting part is I used to like Halloween
Come talk to me.
movies. So it wasn't like the day of Halloween, but like right
your
before
siblings good for you.
Halloween, they used to play scary movies. And I used to, if you don't know, now you know, I used to love scary movies. So I did used to like that part of
Pray
it.
for her.
That was like a long time ago. And I used to love the Harvest Fest too. But yeah, number one, Christmas. As soon as they put the movies on, I'd be ready for them. The Christmas trees.
What's your favorite Christmas
Everybody
movie?
is just
Just give me a
everybody seems nicer for some reason on that, like around that time, right? And then you get about to get off of work for Christmas break. It's just a lot of blessings.
I don't get
going
off of
on.
work. I got wrestling still.
Oh well.
That's why I like spring break. That's why I like
Some of
Easter
us
too.
get off,
Besides
so.
this Jesus resurrection.
You said my favorite Christmas movie.
Now we ain't gonna get into that. We'll save
Oh.
it for another time.
Okay.
All right. So let's get into our conversation. Yeah, I got you. As a child, yeah. Yes, Lord.
Oh yeah,
The conversation
candy bags.
tonight is gonna be an interesting one. I'm sure I got some ghost watchers right now because of what I just basically am going to be talking about tonight.
Oh, I didn't even see it.
So here's the conversation. I know you don't know, so I'm
Here's
sure
the
it's funny. I know we got
conversation.
ghost watching going on. So ghost watchers,
Ghost watchers,
how you
hi.
doing? Good to see you.
Wait, you know
So
what's so
the
funny?
conversation tonight.
Wait, I'm sorry, it's sidebar.
Go ahead.
But when you talking about ghost watchers, because you know how like we'll get on and it'll be like 10 people on and it'll say like we'll be like, say hello, let us know you're there, and they don't say nothing, but it still be like at 10.
I ain't talking about
and
them
it's
ghost
like,
watching. I'm talking about like you can get on Facebook and just scroll and actually watch it without
but
actually
I'm-
clicking into
No,
it.
but I'm talking about when it's people on here and you be like, say hello, nobody say nothing.
Oh,
Then
yeah,
like
yeah,
after
yeah,
a few minutes it'll go to 9 and then 8 and then whatever. But that's just so funny that you said that. Yeah, I
ghost
know it is just ghost watchers that just watch.
the
Here.
conversation
I wish we
tonight
could mute it.
is ghost watching tonight. You ready?
Ghost watching.
All right, so here is the
Am I ready, y'all? Am I ready?
Here is the theme for tonight. You ready? All right, so here's the question. All right, and the reason why I bring this up is because again, it is. You don't listen. You know what's funny? We have a husband that's a coach. Learned all kinds of like stretching routines, sleeping routines through college. Things I had to learn how to keep my body active, how to stretch, how to take care of certain parts of my body. And this person next to me doesn't listen to anything I tell them to do.
Jesus.
And every once a
supposed to be
month
going
they
to
have a
the,
problem with their back
topic.
because they don't want to listen to what I tell them
I
to do.
don't have a problem with my back.
Then what's going on? It's okay right now?
My sciatic.
Oh, I told you
sometimes
that.
You told me what?
Okay. You don't want to listen. I bought her a special pillow. She don't use it.
I do use
Anyway,
it.
no you don't, because you sleep on 5 pillows.
Actually, I sleep on one pillow.
Yeah, the flat one, not the one that you're supposed to use.
When I use that one, sometimes it is not comfortable.
Okay,
so
but it'd be uncomfortable for
I
a
use
couple
it
weeks before you fall asleep.
sometimes.
Okay.
I just don't use it all the time. I'm used to. So when I use the pillow that you got me, he got me like this pillow and it has like a dent in the middle. So I've used it, but it's not always comfortable, like to be laying like this. So
You don't have to like that. You can lay on your side.
sometimes I'm used to using a flat pillow, so I use my flat pillow. That don't have nothing to do with my side.
It does.
No, this is from me trying to get back in my exercise.
And when you exercise, you're supposed to do certain things consistently, right? You don't do it. It's okay. Let me continue on.
Yes,
So
let you
anyway,
continue on.
anyway.
I have
So
to go
here is
upside
my
that head.
topic.
That bald head,
That's fine.
as Dream says.
Here's my topic tonight, all right?
Hey, Pastor Lonnie.
Now, because it is, hey Lonnie, because it is Resurrection Weekend, right? One of the things
Resurrection.
I think that's very interesting, that's like, you don't hear it a lot talked about, but one of the things that Jesus did was when Jesus was on his way to the cross in the Garden of Gethsemane, one of the things that Jesus did was he showed a lot of vulnerability, okay? And he showed a lot of vulnerability of like where he was, like his state, of what was going on in his soul, his spirit, all of that. So, and Peter, James and John are looking at him like, what's wrong with the master? Like they could tell, like they've never seen him like that. Like he was just in a different state, and it was because he felt all of the sin that he was bearing, that God was basically being cut off from him and all of that, right? So they were able to see a very, very, if I could use a very, very transparent moment with Jesus. Now here's my question tonight: how much do you want to know about your mentor, leader, or pastor? Is too much necessary, or do you need to know all? That is my question tonight.
That is a good question.
Okay, so you want to start off.
Okay, so how much would I want to know about my mentor?
Pastor
I'll think about
or leader?
my spiritual father.
Okay.
I feel like, honestly, I just would want to know what's my business, because a lot of it is not my business. Like, because the reality of it is everybody is a human being. So everybody has like different flaws and just different things that would probably, if you knew it, you probably be like, all right, look, you need to get that together. You know what I mean? So
Okay.
for me, I wouldn't want to, like, the funny part about it is, like, even thinking about like like I've heard different things, and just think about just people naturally, like you hear different things about people all the time. But for me, my opinion is based on what I know and what you show and what you present, like your actions. Like you could say stuff all day, like I'm one of those, actions speak louder than words. So I feel like I don't think I want to know, like, I don't feel like it's a necessity for me to know everything, because I don't want to become familiar, or either become like learn something that might, like, in your mind, some things you just like naturally can't get over. Like if I, like, for instance, like, I know it's not the case, but if I knew like my spiritual father was like out, like, getting down with somebody like every night, like, not like it might have happened like once in a blue moon or whatever, but if I knew he was like getting down with somebody every night, I'm gonna be like, yeah, no. Like, it's kind of like, I mean, it's in a sense, like, I do want to know, because I feel like, like, why are you doing that? And if it come out, you'd be like, dang, yo, I didn't even know about this. But then at the same time, it's like, I don't want to know, because, I want to honor you. And I feel like I would probably have a conversation with them like, yo, or if you're not going to stop this, then I'm done. But like, if, yeah, I don't,
See,
that
that's what I'm
right
saying.
there is very,
So what do you
difficult.
want to know?
It's
Like,
very difficult.
But do you feel like, dag, like if I didn't know that, like you would feel some kind of way of no? Because this is the thing, right? I think we should see more than we see more than we like to admit. I believe that too. I think that this is my issue with it, right? Like, I agree. There's certain things, like if you live in like a life of like sin, I want to know. Like, that's just me.
Right.
Like, I want to know. But like, there are things like, I don't need to know, like this is what I tell people all the time. Like, when it comes to transparency, the only time I really need to be transparent is unless I'm causing you to be healed or to be set free. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think you need to know everything about my personal life. I don't think you need to know. And again, I don't, believe me, I don't condone sin. I don't live in sin.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, none of that. But I'm talking about, like, for example, I remember who I won't say. I'm not going to say if they're my mentor, spiritual father, nothing like that. But I know someone who said, like, yo, I'm, like, really, really moody. Right? Now, this is someone that I know, right? That I look up to, who I'll leave nameless, right? But the reality is,
moody.
I can handle that, right? I think my maturity, I can handle. And even when they get into their moods, I can still be like, they just in their mood.
Yeah.
Like, they just in their mood. They still a human being. They in their mood. like I don't get like crazy moody unless like something like I don't get moody. I just don't. Now I shouldn't even say that because now you're gonna try to be funny.
No,
I'll get moody with you once in a while.
I think everybody gets moody.
I agree.
Honestly, I think like if somebody say they don't get moody, I'd be like,
but see,
you be around them for 24 hours.
Correct.
For
Absolutely.
a long time.
Oh yeah.
Stop.
But see that's the problem though. See, the problem is though, this is why I think that a lot of people don't need to be exposed to every aspect of who their pastor, leader, or spiritual mentor is. And the reason why I feel like that is because they'll reflect, like the problem is there should be levels of honor because of what God has graced them to be for you. I think the problem is we can't be mature enough to handle the fact that we can't handle an imperfection like moodiness. Like if I got moody, right? Like I ain't gonna tell people how I get moody sometimes. Like I get moody without being moody. Like when folks just like show up late to church, like they're supposed to be on time. Like that gets on my nerves. Like I just want to walk past them and not say nothing to them. Like I'm just being honest. Like that's how I feel. Cause I'm like, how you disrespecting God and disrespecting what we're trying to get done? Like I don't like that. Just irks my nerves. Like you late.
I don't feel like
always.
that's a bad thing.
I know, but it's like I still like I need to speak. I know, but I need to speak because I'm the pastor, so I got to speak. But I get frustrated. I'm like you know what I mean? But I can't always be moody or show that because it's like, ooh, they got like, and it's not even like a sin or problem. It's just, it's like you can't show people, right? You can't even show people when you're annoyed because they put you like, okay. But the problem is when they see that if you're annoyed, then they start losing respect. So it's like, wait a minute, I'm like a human being. So like like I'm going to get annoyed. I'm going to get frustrated.
Right.
I'm going to get disappointed. That's part of part of living.
Right.
But the thing is, I think a lot of times, people don't need to be exposed to that a lot of times, depending upon their elements of maturity. Like I can handle my spiritual father if he's moody. That's fine. And I think a lot of times, as pastors, I think we have a better way of handling it because we live a life that understands the frustrations that they're dealing with.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like I tell them all the time, man, you can say you lived around a pastor, your dad could have been a pastor. It don't matter. Until you sit in that seat, it don't matter. That's my other pet peeve too. When people act like because they're a leader, they know like what it is to be a pastor. No, that's like me saying because I'm a leader, I know how Donald Trump feel. No, I don't. I've never been a president of the United States.
Right.
Like just because he's a leader, he's a different element of a leader that doesn't carry a different element of weight that mine do not. So if you're not carrying, like, see, I'm getting on my pet peeve. But anywho, I think that there's elements that I think should be visible and things that should not be visible. Because one of the things that I've kind of been really, I've been really cautious about it. I'm going into one of the sidebar thing. Is like everyone like in this whole like exposure season, like Lord expose it. Now there's things that if people are
lies will be exposed. I'm for it. I'm sorry.
I'm for it if people are living a life of sin, right? But I'm not for it if somebody like fell short one time and all of a sudden we like, oh, expose them, and it's like, dag, like, do you know how detrimental that could be to certain people or what that can do to certain people's lives? Like, we have a Bible now to look at and see David's downfalls, right? But in the time, I don't know what that could have did to them folk. You know what I'm saying? Like this. So it's just I don't know. The question is, to reset the room, we're talking about how much do you think or how much do you want to see of your leader, and is it really necessary? Is it necessary? And then why do you think it's necessary? But like I said, if my leader's in sin, I want to know. Like if they like living in sin, like I mean, like I'm saying, like I'm not talking about like, okay, they having like a midlife life crisis or something like that.
Right.
Okay, but I'm talking like, and the thing is, if I understand where their heart is, I'm just gonna tell you me. When I know their heart, I'll still be like, look, I'll cover you. Okay, but go ahead, you talk.
No, go ahead.
No, you talk.
Finish talking somewhere.
Talk.
No, go ahead.
No, you talk. I'm done. I've done my point. I was gonna say that.
I was just playing. Go ahead, finish.
I'm done. Go ahead. The question is.
No, I was gonna say this. I was gonna say that regarding, like when I was saying about like if they're out here doing that every night, or like it's definitely a difference between like
Every
knowing
night.
like knowing, you know, their heart, like if you're trying or you just do it like at this point, like all the time, you're just doing it. So it's like
you living a life that
something
need to
is
be
just
exposed.
something is not right. You probably got some stuff going on that you need to get straightened on. I still love you, but I can't like I just honestly I probably wouldn't be able to submit to that because I feel like that's disrespectful to God and you're not honoring God, and if you're not honoring God, I can't honor you. Like that's just like
I
very
understand that.
something that's very important, you know, in looking at, you know, spiritual, you know. But I know there's things I don't know.
Right.
And I don't want to know them.
Exactly.
You know? And people come and they tell you, you know, different stuff. And it's like, okay, that's nice. If that happened, I don't know. And you know what? I'm glad I don't know.
And if
I
folk
don't
could
know.
be lying.
Exactly.
Because that's happened to me.
But that's what I'm saying. Unless I know it, it's a lie. Like it's a lie unless like
Holy
it's
Ghost
some
for real
truth
reveal it to me.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I'm not.
I gotta really
I'm
find
not just
out.
going on somebody else's word because you could be lying.
Yes.
You could be jealous of them. You could just be saying stuff
Yes.
that you heard somebody else say.
Yes.
So therefore, I need to know for myself. And actions and what you're saying, all of that works together. So if I'm looking at you and you're seeming okay, I'm following this word, you're doing, I don't see nothing crazy, like I haven't seen it or know it for myself, then I'm just gonna be like, you know what, this is where I'm at, this is where God put me. If I do need to know something, God's gonna reveal it to me. And that's where we're at, because people be doing and saying some crazy stuff to try because they're mad or because they have a you know, offense in them, so they'll be saying about this, that, and it's like, I don't even know, like you're saying that out of yourself.
Yes.
Like that's, you don't even know if that's true, and then if you're spreading God, like that's a whole nother thing.
Ooh,
but
don't get to that. That's, you know, the Bible talking about don't do that.
yeah, I'm like, keep your mouth off of them, especially, and that's the bad part because people don't be knowing
seasons or experiences that you're walking through. It's good to hear, for you to glean from. Absolutely, Lonnie, I agree with that, but I do also think that there's boundaries and limitations, especially based upon maturity and what people get. I agree, Lonnie. That's a daughter. Go ahead, Lonnie. Good answer. Good answer. Good answer.
Yeah, but because people be going for it. You said something else too that I was gonna talk about, and I can't remember.
Ignore it or push on the right.
What it was.
Yeah, I hear you on that, Malika. I hear you.
I can't remember.
I would say, well, I'm gonna say this too, because when you were talking,
say this too. Then.
If you look at Jesus, right, and this goes back to Jesus, because I said it's Easter weekend, so I'm bringing this up because when Jesus was in the Garden of Gethsemane, this is where his conversation started from. He allowed James, John, and Peter knew something was off in Jesus. They had never seen Jesus that way. They had never experienced Jesus that way. They were like, "What is going on?" Right? So, my thing is, and you know what's funny? I was just thinking about something. Nikki just said boundaries. I don't know why I thought about it. You know, like, I don't know if I want to get into that. Because I was going to bring up, like, how I know certain preachers, like, they won't dance at a wedding. Like, they could be doing line dancing. I know some preachers that won't do it, but they will line dance when they're on vacation. And the only reason why they won't line dance in front of the folks is because some folks going to be like, oh, Pastor dancing. Oh, he line dancing. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm telling you, I know that from some of my friends because they just won't do it because it's just like people have this thing in their minds of like just, I'll leave that alone anyway. But Jesus, if you look at it, Jesus in his emotion, what he was feeling, Jesus didn't curse God. Jesus didn't do nothing sinful, right? He didn't do nothing sinful. It was just they saw him at a different place of distraught. Like they saw him distraught. They saw him. So here's my point. He only let John, James, and Peter see that. Right? Now, if Thomas would have saw that, I don't know if Thomas would have made it.
Thomas would be like, you know what? I already was doubting.
That's what I'm saying.
Done.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know at all. And this is the wild part I know to be true. This is the wild part I know to be true.
He might not have y'all.
I don't know. Because you got to think, like, Jesus didn't allow Thomas to see that. Right? And Jesus walking through the door, and they all 11 of them told him, like, look, man, he good. And they're like, no, I gotta see it. I gotta touch his hand. I gotta do, like, come on, dog. Like 11 people have already, 10 people have already told you that he's already the done deal. Like, he's up, he's walking around. What we gotta lie to you for, Thomas? You part of us. But there's the kicker. The problem is, like, no matter what, he's still struggling of how he saw Jesus die in the previous season. And my thing is, like, I don't know how much, like, this is where it becomes judgment of the leader, of knowing how much you can expose yourself to your people and how much of your people can handle who you are and what you are, like, fully, like, just, because some folk can't even handle, like, sitting around watching a game with me.
Right.
Because it's just like, oh, he too human.
Right.
Like, they won't say it, but I'm telling you, there are people, like, when they got around me and watched a football game, I was like, and all of a sudden, they just felt like we was friends. Like, we was on the same level. Like, and I noticed that, and I was like, you know what? Okay. Now you talking to me all reckless. Now you acting like now you trying to find and nitpick and all. Nah, we good. Don't worry about it. I know how you operate. But that tells me the level of immaturity that was in the person in the beginning. Okay.
Yeah, I think it has to do a lot with maturity, because everybody is not mature enough to handle that. I know for me, that's one of the things that, like, I'm just not like that type of person. I'm just gonna put on, like, I'm gonna be myself.
Right.
And when God, is telling me to say something or do something, when I'm, under his spirit, then I'm gonna do what he told me to do. So whether you receive that or not, a prophet, like the Bible talks about receiving prophets, if you receive a prophet as a prophet, you receive the award. So if you're going to honor that gift or not, that's up to you. You know what I mean? I think that's where people kind of get it mistaken, because that's always been a thing. Like, I've always said, I'm going to be myself. Like, I laugh. I enjoy laughing. And it's funny because I was going to ask you, this is a conversation I was going to bring up is regarding this part, but I'm trying to think if I should not say it. But just regarding, like,
Don't
people.
Say it.
Okay, I won't
say
say
no,
it.
but go ahead. Whisper in my ear.
No.
Come on.
Because then you still going to know the conversation.
Oh, then don't say it. It was the actual conversation that you actually had?
Yeah, that I had
don't worry
written down
about it.
I was going to talk about.
Don't worry
But
about it.
This kind of goes along the same lines.
Don't
but
say it.
I just feel like, if you're going to, okay, so.
I'm going to go somewhere, though, because this happens to me. I don't care. I'm going to say it right now. This happens to us at church sometimes. When people start using my first name just out of pocket, I just act like I don't even hear them.
Yeah, I'm for
Whoever
that.
it is,
I'm
I'm sorry.
But that's just
I'm sorry,
because,
because you're just doing that to be. You're just trying to do that to be like that just right now.
Right.
So when you do that, I don't hear you. I act like I
my
just keep
question
walking.
is, do you go to everybody else, and you, like, if you go to another church, like somebody you look up, like, there are certain people I know that if you went to their church or something, you're not gonna just be like, oh, Dave, or Thomas. Like, you ain't gonna do that.
Ryan.
You are not gonna do that. So stop being disrespectful. That I'm sorry, y'all. That does annoy me, because I hear people do it.
They weren't going to just
And I
act
be
like
like-
Jesus wasn't like the master or
I'd be
rabbi when that
like,
happened.
Why do you feel like that's okay? And the thing is, it's not about, like, one of the things is, like, we always talk about, like, nobody is, like, into, like, a whole bunch of titles.
I'll say even Nikki.
Doing all of
Nikki
this,
worked with
this,
me.
and the
I've never
other.
heard Nikki call me Dez or Desmond.
But the thing is, like, you can, like, when we're in this setting, it's okay for you to honor, because it shows
Correct.
that there's something there for you not to be able to say, so then kind of why, if you don't feel like I'm your, like, we're not buddies.
Correct.
So why are you just, oh yeah, Desmond? Like, I don't even do that when I'm around, in
you don't.
in particular settings.
You don't do that in the
because I
setting.
feel like it's
When we at
rude.
church, you don't do that.
I feel like it's rude. So when
And
I
I
hear
call you
other people
Pastor
do it,
Yah.
when I hear other people do it, I'd be a little bit irked. Like, but it's funny. It doesn't bother me if somebody does it to me, but then, like, I don't know. What bothers me, though, is when people say first lady. Now that, I'd rather somebody say "yeah" or something before. Don't do that. Don't do that. But yeah, I think that's rude. That's like the video. We saw a video when they was the people would just come.
Oh,
up
yeah.
And
They was
calling,
going to
like,
their pastor. They was being funny.
But it was
They was
a funny video. But
Lady
it was,
walked up to her pastor. She was like,
funny.
Kevin. He was like, what?
Like,
Who?
what's going on
He
here?
said, who? Who? He's like, oh, y'all better stop playing. Stop playing.
But
It was
I
funny,
do.
man.
I feel like it is definitely, like, it's some things that I feel like God will reveal it to you if it's necessary. Like, if they out here doing crazy stuff or something like that, then it's like, okay, Holy Spirit, reveal that to me, because I'm under that. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Right.
Compared to, but like I said, like, when we look, I mean, if we're honest with ourselves, when we look out on different things, and we've heard different things that people said,
Right.
and we've seen different things that people have done and different things that people have been okay with, it kind of tells you that it might not all be okay in that particular system. So if I'm listening, I'm paying attention, there's certain key words. Like if you say you're agreeing with something that the Bible is, nah, dog. Like if you say, oh yeah, we're gonna go out and get all drunk and late, like
Right.
come on now. Nah, if you're okay with people, even when you're okay with people doing that, that's not, because how is that exemplifying God? Like by you being even okay with that. So it's
Now-
certain things and actions that kind of be like, oh, okay, I don't, that's not really, that's not biblical. So that kind of, I think sometimes we get telltale signs, like
Telltale signs.
little warnings, like.
Now, here's my point too as well. My question is this: why do you want to know?
No, I said I.
No.
I do want to know.
I'm not talking about that. I ain't talking
wanna
about
know
that.
about
I'm not talking about that. I'm just saying, I'm going
you're
back to my
saying with
point.
somebody,
Is that
why
when
would
it
you
comes
wanna
back to
know?
your leader, right? Why isn't necessarily, like, the question always goes back to, why do you want to know? Like, because sometimes people just want to know just to know.
Just
like,
'cause some
be
people
nosy.
just
Like,
nosy.
yeah, they don't, like, why do you want to know everything about your lead? Like, why
And
do
some
you
people
want to know?
want to know so that they can put you on the same level as them. So
Yes,
we're here
but that's
now.
my point.
We're here now.
That's my point.
No,
that's
we're
what
not.
that's my point. Like, I'm like, why do you want to know, right? Like, as long as I've been connected to my spiritual father, I've never been to his house. I've been out with him. I've gone to different places with him. I've been to
Games.
games with him and stuff like that. But the thing is, and all of that came from, watch this, that didn't happen overnight either. That happened from him knowing that I was mature enough to be able to be handling going around with him and still respect the fact of who he is. Right? So the reality is, like, but I've never been to his house. Right? And I'm okay with that. Like,
Right.
I don't need to go to his house. You know what I mean? Hey, Apostle Tamara McNair Hicks, what's going
Hey.
on? How was the
Hey,
Ivory
Pat.
Coast? But I don't need all that. Like, what do I need that for? I don't need that.
Right.
So, like, that goes back to the resetting of, like, why do you feel like it's necessary to know that?
Right.
You know, like, why is it necessary you need to know everything about your leader, your mentor, your spiritual father, whoever it is? Like, why do you need to know? So it goes back to the resetting. The only thing I want to know, like, to be honest, I'm trying to pull from everything that is good
Hey,
from
T.
that person. What's up, Tifa? I'm trying to pull from
Exactly.
everything that God ordained for me. There's a reason why God had this connection, so I can pull from everything of that individual.
Right.
Not what's like to glean from, because if God decided for me to be connected, then God is trying to cause me. It's like David, for example, right?
Right.
If God has all these people that are connected to David, it's not the intentionality for God for them to connect to all the things that are wrong with David.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like God intended for you to connect to receive everything that spiritually that God's designed for you to connect to in those elements that you're supposed to receive from. That's beneficial. Right? Now, if it's something that ain't beneficial and the Lord wants to reveal it to me and deal with me about it, then I ask the Lord how to handle that.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like Nathan being like, oh, I want to disconnect from you as the prophet. Like, no, God showed him how to handle it, and then Nathan still, like, honored him. You know, there's a different kind of set of rules in those days, but he still honored him as the fact, like, he's the king, I'm the prophet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I think so. I think people mess up sometimes in doing that because you want to know all of it for what, and then when you know all of it, then you can't even receive from where God placed you, and then you be going somewhere else, and you don't get what you're supposed to get, because God don't, like, one thing I think we think, like, God don't make mistakes. Like, if he connects you to somewhere, you need to learn how to maneuver and understand,
Ooh,
and
you
not
just
try
said
to
a
be
word.
so
I think you missed what you
nosy
just
without
said. You just said a word.
like, without feeling like, oh, you know what, I got what I feel like I need, and I seen this part about him, so I can't do this. You know what I mean? And it's like, well, if God brought you there and he doesn't make mistakes and he's in control, then there's something that you are supposed to get. And whether you feel like it's your time or not, God knows when it's your time. But sometimes people leave immaturely because of the fact either they get offended, they get too comfortable, they get too familiar, and they can't receive
That's what you said.
they're supposed to receive.
Now you just said what I was
from
just
who
thinking.
God connected them to.
Yes.
And now you're jumping to somewhere else, and you're never going to get that deposit that God had that might only come through that one person. Why? Because now you're moving out of alignment with God.
So
like, and
familiarity.
people don't think about that. Like, they just feel
Yeah.
like, oh, you know what? I'm leaving. I'm still going to be good. Da, 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 da. Meanwhile, you don't hear about how it's still a hole there. And I don't
Yeah.
care what nobody says. There's people that are walking around with holes because they did what they weren't supposed to do.
Walk around with holes, huh?
And leave, and you don't receive that, so you're going to be missing something. But people just feel like, oh, you know what, I'm gonna do me, I'm gonna do, and you can't submit to or have a conversation. And that's another thing. Like, people aren't willing to have a conversation about it. Like, maybe you saw this, but maybe you misinterpreted, or maybe you heard this from somebody who doesn't know what they're talking about.
Listen.
But you took that and you ran with it because you wanted a reason to leave sometimes.
Familiarity kills the capacity to be able to hear. You said it. You just said it. Familiarity kills the ability of the hearer. And this is why I don't want to know everything.
Right.
I don't want to know everything about my spiritual father. I don't want to know everything. I'll use even Apostle Ryan as a spiritual mentor of mine. I don't want to hear. Like, I don't want to know everything. I remember Oscar, I don't know why I always bring up Oscar, but Oscar always blessed my life all the time. Because when you look at it, people, I know people have gone to Oscar and have said to Oscar, how is it that this man is your spiritual father? Like, and Oscar's like, that's who God assigned to my life.
Exactly.
And the problem is, reason why people ask that question is because they're looking at the aptitude of his gift. Like but you don't understand the levels of wisdom, the levels of other things that God is trying to get for him through Apostle Ryan for Oscar.
Right.
Like, so people make the mistake and they pump people up.
Too.
Yes.
Like,
People
there's so many
pump.
different aspects to God that people
Listen.
just look at it as, oh, the gift, like, magnify the gift, where there's so much more. Like, maybe you don't know what that person might need, whether it's concerning a missing father, whether it's concerning a hole from, a broken relationship. Like, there are certain things that only certain people can actually help you through. So I love that it's not just like the gift.
Yes.
There's character, there's fruit of the spirit. Like, there's a lot of stuff that we miss that we need.
Yes.
And we just look at the gift and how big the gift is or how gifted they are. Whereas there's wisdom in even outside of the gift. Like, if you've been in the word and you're under the Holy Spirit and you have wisdom and guidance and character to line up with that I look at character before I even look at gift. Like, I care less
absolutely.
about, like, if you could, they say
bring the clouds down.
Prophesy, from North Jabumbawuk and everywhere else.
North Jabumbawuk?
Jabumbawuk. I just everywhere else to 1950 and 1900s and 1700s from World War II.
World War II was in the 1700s.
But
I know you know that, right? Okay.
But I'm just saying, like, that, doesn't, the thing is, like, what does your character say? Because anybody, like, you got psychics that can say stuff, from, so it's kind of like, what is your character in lieu and in relation to God?
Yes. So, again, to reset the room, the reason why this conversation came up was because, again, I'm bringing this up from Jesus in Garden Gethsemane, of how James, John, Peter were able to see Jesus the way that they saw him. Did I get James? Was it Peter, John, and Andrew? I know it was Peter and John. I can't remember Andrew. Yeah, I know, right? Exactly. My mind going blank on the third person was for a second. But anyway, how they were able to see Jesus that way and who Jesus allowed them to see that way. And it's interesting because Peter would be the leader, John would be the revelator, right? Like, John still was able to see Jesus as the Christ on the cross. Like, and I think that it's the revealing of what God wants to do through people. Oftentimes, I think is our ability to be able to honor the people God has put in place in our lives, and not be like, I need to know everything. Like, no, I want to be able to receive the grace that God has given. I remember, and I'll leave this and I'm done because it's almost been an hour. I remember growing up, and I still, like, this is the thing, like, I have a picture. Man, last night I was going through it last night. You got to You should have came and prayed for me. I'm gonna put the picture up on Facebook. I was weeping last night. Oh man, like something terrible.
Wow.
I can't tell you why though, because then
Okay.
I'll tell you why off screen.
Okay.
I was weeping terribly because it's like yeah, if I start talking about it, I might start crying a little bit.
Oh,
Okay, but but the picture was both of my grandfathers are in this picture. Those that don't know, and I say this all the time, both of my grandfathers are pastors. And they were my grandfathers, but there were times in my life where, not so much my grandfather, Pop Reed, I never really was a member of his church at the time compared to my grandfather, Wiggins. I was a member of his church when I was a kid and growing up until I was about 17, 18 years old. But being a part of that church, like, even though he was my grandfather, like, to me, it was just, like, I was just, like, that's my pastor. Even though I'm a kid, it was like my grandfather. I just was, like, so honored. I would never, it was like a dual, like, thing. I didn't want to know anything outside of him just being a man of God. And that's all he really was a man of God. And so, but my thing is, like, I don't know. My point is, I was going to talk about my uncle. Now, I remember how much people would try to make me become familiar with him. Like, even though, because I spent some time living with him, but there were people that still would try to make me become familiar with him. Like, oh, he don't let you do that. Well, you know, I know this about him. I know that about him. I knew this when he was doing this. I knew he did. And I'm like, shut up.
Right.
Like that's not going to change
Right.
how I feel or how I'm going to view him. Because it's almost like sometimes people will try to change the way you view a person and what they're designed to be in your life. So, like, it's wild, like, how
We need to
John-
normalize casting them people out.
Peter, yeah,
Them
absolutely.
people that be coming, get out, saying the
Peter,
Lord rebuke you.
John, right?
'Cause what are you
Peter,
doing?
John,
Shut
it's,
your face.
like, it's crazy. Like the Pharisees and different things in that season, they wanted to change how they view Jesus. You know what I mean? Like, it's wild, but how they view Jesus will now determine how they're able to receive from that grace.
Right.
So, like, my point being is, like, I don't want to know. Like, unless the Lord wants me to know. There has to be reason, and if it's trying to teach me a lesson, as Pastor Lonnie was saying, if it's teaching me something, if it's developing something in me, if it's like, man, yeah, I went through that season because that season caused me to grow like this or caused me to become like this. That's the need for transparency. Yeah. When there's a level of growth that is needed for your life that will now extend you. This is why I share my testimony when I talk about certain things, because I feel like that's the draw to get people to get saved.
Right.
I'm not trying to tell people that I used to smoke Mary J just to say I smoked Mary J. Like, but there's no need for that, right? When I used to do that, which is a whole lifetime ago. Like, that was over half of my life ago. Like, you know what I mean? Like, literally. But the point being is, like, I only share that when I'm trying to get folks saved.
Yeah.
Everybody don't need to know that all the time. Okay, so that's my point being is that, again, even when people try to do that, I will not allow people to chew. And to this day, even though I'm no longer at his church, that's still Chief to me. I've always called him Chief. I will forever call him Chief. He will always be Chief because that's just how I view it.
Right.
And who God, and if he has something to say to me, I still honor what comes out of his mouth because it was a part of my life. And still, if God has something that God gives him to say to me, I don't discredit it because of what he is in my life. Even though he's no longer my pastor. He's no longer who I serve under. I still respect what comes out of his mouth concerning me. Because there was a time where he's the one that laid hands on me for me to become a minister. So, like, there's something in him that still I respect the sound that comes out of his mouth when it comes to certain things in my life. Okay, I'm done.
Right. And I think that's good too, because I think sometimes, like, God will allow, like, certain things to happen to see how you handle what he's connected you to.
Yeah.
Right. Because there's times in my life, well, I remember this one time I talk about with my spiritual father, like, I got offended and I was like, I'm sorry, what? Like, I did. And I was like, in myself, I was like, how am I offended? Why are you offended? Like, I'm trying to talk, but at the same time, I really was offended, right? So I'm like, you know what? I said, I don't appreciate, that happened. So I'm going through this, that, and the other. So, of course, I prayed, let it go. But, I mean, the thing is, like, I could have took that and then just been like, you know what? Forget you. And just, like, you know what I mean? Or left or been, like, started sowing bad seeds with other. Like, it's a lot of stuff I could have did. But I was like, you know what? It's not even that serious. And I just prayed about it, let it go. Because I don't even think it really meant anything like that, but it was just a almost like a light
Thank you, Lion
bulb to
James.
see like how people can handle certain things. You know what I mean? I think God will allow that sometimes. He'll allow even like transparency or like sneak peeks or something like that to see how you're going to handle when those things happen. Like, are
Right.
you going to give in? Are you going to start sowing tears? And there's people that when those things happen, instead of, you know, saying, you know what, I'm going to pray about it, or having a conversation, which that was my other thing. I said, if I can't get this off of me, I'm going to have to tell him, you know, such and such.
Right.
But
right.
a lot of times people will take that and then they'll use it the wrong way, like you were saying, talking to other people.
And you never said that to, and when you had that situation when you were feeling that way, you never said that to nobody but me.
Yeah.
That was it.
Yeah, because it's, you know.
Because unnecessary to
it's
start
not-
bringing it to other people.
Exactly. For what does that do? And it doesn't edify, and that's like gossiping. That's just being a snake. So yeah, and that's the bad part about it when people do that. Like they take that because they're offended, and it's like, oh, I'm gonna tell this person, oh, you know, such.
You know how
and
you
they gonna
treated
do the
me,
same
like
thing to
treated
me.
such
And
such.
it's like, well, first of all, did you ever have a conversation with them to find out, like, really, you know, what happened?
Right.
Like, then you'll ask people, like, well, what, you know, oh, I don't know, but, you know, it was just that one time. And it's like, okay, that's why I'm sorry. I don't be taking people's little opinions and comments. Like, you could say, you know, what's called, and I'll be like, oh, okay, well, I'll ask why, and then we'll kind of go from there if it's necessary to keep going, or it'll be like, oh, okay, I don't want to hear about that.
Right.
Because, like, what is it doing?
Right.
Like, if somebody doesn't like somebody that I like or anything like that, like, I'm going to still have my thoughts, my honor, whatever for that person. It's not going to change based off of something somebody else says. So I think that's important.
All right.
In leadership.
You like my conversation tonight?
That was a good
Yeah,
conversation.
give me
High
some.
five.
Give me
Yeah.
some. Ooh, that was a good 5.
Oh, I'm sorry. High five.
That's better. I smacked your hand too.
High five.
I almost bend your wrist.
That was a good conversation. I was going to say something too about oh, never mind. I'm not going to say that.
Yeah, don't say.
But
it.
yeah, that was good.
Thank
It was about something that we just recently saw. I'm saying, like,
The movie?
no, if I saw like somebody doing that, like never
No,
mind.
just
I'm gonna
stop.
save it for another conversation, because it's actually, I want to hear it was probably gonna be a question of the day.
Okay.
I wouldn't even feel right saying.
Right. You said that we was colleagues. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Exactly. That's my point. We worked together, and that was now you was able to shift your gear. Exactly.
Yeah,
I appreciate you. I appreciate you.
Some people.
All right. Even my watch this, y'all. This is the wild thing. I'm gonna give a shout out to the mother-in-law.
Yeah.
My mother-in-law called me apostle in church. She called me. I'll be like, don't be calling me. She be calling me apostle when we around, when she come by the house. I was like, just say Des, please. We at the house now. All right. Glory to God. All right, y'all.
Pam do too, right?
My mom do it around the people.
Yeah.
She'll do that at home.
Yeah, I think it's just.
Which that's how I want it. I don't want her to call
maturity
me that when we
and,
here or when we at her house.
Yeah.
All right, y'all.
All right, y'all. We love y'all.
Good
Thanks
one.
for
Good one.
jumping
Good
on.
one. Good one. Good one. Good one.
We didn't get off. You didn't press in yet, so I'm trying to
Press
figure out
in,
how you
please.
just jumping up. What is going on, sir? What is going? Y'all pray for the man to God.
Pray for
for the
me.
man to God. Wait, hold
That's
on.
too
you
much
never
transparency.
Exit out. Yeah, that's too much transparency.
go ahead.
Okay, we don't want to do that.
Exit
We don't want to do that. Spider-Man.
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 Don't look at me like that's playing Spider-Man. What's Spider-Man?
All right, y'all. Y'all hear our
Which one?
background